What if I told you that you're barely scratching the surface of artificial intelligence's true potential? No, seriously. The tools everyone knows, the ones constantly buzzing about on social media, are just the tip of the iceberg. What the brightest creators, researchers, and developers are secretly using, that's a whole different story. These are their secret weapons, the ones giving them an almost unfair advantage. In the next 14 minutes, I'm going to open the doors to this hidden arsenal. I'm going to reveal 7 of these little-known but incredibly powerful AI tools that will completely change the way you create, learn, and think. This isn't just a list of trendy gadgets. It's a gateway to a level of mastery you never imagined reaching so quickly. Stay until the very end, because the 7th and final tool is the one that has most radically transformed my own perception of what's possible. So, buckle up, we're diving into the hidden side of AI. Chapter 1. The super researcher who reads science for you. We've all been there, a complex question, a fascinating topic you want to learn more about. You jump on Google, and you're drowned in millions of results, blog posts, opinions, ads. It's chaos. You spend hours sifting through the noise to find the truth. I was in that situation a few months ago, trying to understand a very specific scientific concept. I was frustrated, exhausted, ready to give up. That's when I discovered a tool that changed everything, Elicit.org. This isn't a classic search engine. It's an AI supercharged research assistant. You ask it a question, a real question, in natural language. For example, what are the effects of meditation on concentration? Instead of giving you links, Elicit analyzes millions of scientific research articles, real peer-reviewed publications. And in seconds, it presents you with a direct summary of the main conclusions drawn from these studies, with sources cited. All at once, you go from information overload to absolute clarity. You get access to raw knowledge, straight from the source, without the fluff. It's like having a PhD student working for you 24 hours, sir, 24. The first time I used it, I felt like I'd been given a superpower. But synthesizing knowledge is just the beginning. Chapter 2. The Infinite Composer in your computer. Having the right music can transform average content into a memorable experience. But royalty-free music often feels generic, and hiring a composer costs a fortune. I wanted a unique soundtrack, an atmosphere that was truly my own. So I tried dozens of AI music generators, but the result was often robotic, soulless. Then I stumbled upon AIVA, and that's when I understood. AIVA doesn't just generate random notes. It's an artificial intelligence trained on thousands of scores from history's greatest composers, from Mozart to John Williams. You can ask it to compose music in a specific style: epic, cinematic, melancholic, electronic. You can even give it a reference image or video to inspire it. In a few clicks, I got a poignant orchestral composition, with violins, brass, a real dramatic progression. It was far beyond my expectations. What's crazy is that you retain total control. You can edit every note, change instruments, adjust the tempo. It's a collaboration between you and an AI with the soul of a composer. Say goodbye to cookie-cutter music, and hello to infinite, custom soundscapes. Having a unique sound identity has become accessible. But if AI can compose music, imagine what it can do with words. Chapter 3. The Secret Weapon Against Writer's Block. We all know about AI that writes text for us. It's convenient, but it often lacks depth and style. That's where pseudo-write comes in. This tool isn't meant to replace the writer, but to augment them. It's a creative sparring partner. I was stuck on a story. I only had one sentence, a starting idea. I entered it into pseudo-write. Instead of spitting out a finished text, it offered me several possible directions to continue, several alternative descriptions for a scene, more impactful dialogue for a character. Its describe function is pure magic. You highlight a word, like forest, and it generates 5 poetic and sensory descriptions of that forest, using all 5 senses. Suddenly, my forest wasn't just a backdrop anymore. it had a scent, sounds, and atmosphere. What's mind-blowing is how it adapts to your style. The more you write, the more it learns your voice and makes suggestions that resonate with you. It's a catalyst for ideas, an amplifier of creativity. It doesn't do the work for you, it pushes you to become a better writer by showing you paths you wouldn't have explored alone. Writer's block is no longer an enemy, it's a playground. And that's not all, because after words and music, we're going to tackle the third dimension. Chapter 4, The 3D World Sculptor. For years, I believed that 3D creation was a fortress reserved for an elite of experts mastering dauntingly complex software. That was true, until the arrival of Spline AI. This tool is a true revolution. Imagine 3D design software as simple to use as a presentation tool. Now, imagine you can describe a scene to it with words. I typed, an astronaut floating next to a glowing crystal planet against a purple nebula backdrop. In less than a minute, Spline generated a beautiful, interactive 3D scene. The astronaut was there, the planet sparkled, the nebula swirled. And the craziest part is, it's not a flat image. It's a real 3D object that I could manipulate, light, and animate. I could add textures, physical effects, interactions. In an afternoon, with no prior knowledge, I was able to create a small interactive web animation. Spline democratizes the third dimension. It makes it accessible, fun. It's a giant leap for all visual creators who want to add depth to their ideas. And for those who think technique remains a barrier, wait until you see what's next. Chapter 5. The Personal Developer Who Understands Your Projects. Code is the language of our digital world. But learning to code, or even just managing a development project, can be intimidating. Code assistants like Copilot are great, but they work line by line. They don't have the big picture. That's where Cursor changes the game. Cursor isn't just a plugin. It's a code editor entirely built around artificial intelligence. The difference is fundamental. You can have it read your entire project, all your files. It understands the links between them, the overall architecture. Recently, I was working on a small personal script and had a bug I couldn't solve. Instead of copy-pasting code snippets from forums, I simply selected the problematic code in Cursor and asked, "Why isn't this working?" The AI analyzed the context, looked at the other linked files, and replied, "The problem stems from this other function in that file, which isn't returning the correct data type." Here's the fix. It was stunning. It's like having a senior developer sitting next to you, who knows your project inside and out and helps you make the right decisions. It exponentially accelerates the creation process, whether you're a beginner or an expert. But the ability to create amazing things is useless if you can't present them with impact. That's where the next tool comes in. Chapter 6. The Voice Magician Who Captivates Your Audience. A voice carries 50% of a message's emotional impact. But not everyone is comfortable with their own voice, and recording professional quality audio requires equipment and skills. I searched for a solution for a long time, and I found it with 11 Labs. Forget the cold, monotonous robot voices of old software. We're talking about synthetic voices here that are almost indistinguishable from human speech. The level of realism is staggering. You can choose from a library of incredible voices, each with its own personality, its own tone. You can control intonation, speed, pauses, emotion. Want a deep, composed voice for a documentary? You got it. An energetic and enthusiastic voice for an advertisement? It's possible with a single click. The tool goes even further by allowing you, under very strict and ethical conditions, to clone your own voice. The idea is to then be able to generate audio with your own voice without having to re-record everything, to correct an error or add a sentence. It's a phenomenal time saver and an unprecedented creative tool. It's the possibility to bring any text to life with the perfect voice, one that will convey the message with the greatest impact. Now, we've explored tools for research, music, writing, design, code, and voice. Each is a revolution in its field. But here's the most important one, the tool that will tie it all together. Chapter 7, the AI that becomes your second brain. This is the culmination of our journey. We've seen tools to produce, to create. But what do you do with all the information you consume, all the ideas you have? Our notes are scattered everywhere, in notebooks, apps, documents. It's digital chaos. What if an AI could organize this chaos for us, and even find connections we never even saw? That's the promise of MEM.ai. MEM is a smart workspace that captures everything you want to save: notes, articles, links, fleeting thoughts. But its true power lies in its AI working behind the scenes. It doesn't just store. It reads, understands, and automatically connects your notes. Imagine, you write a new idea for a project. Immediately, MEM shows you other notes you took months ago, articles you saved, that are related to this new idea, even if you didn't use the same keywords. It builds bridges between your thoughts. It's like your brain had perfect memory and associative capability. I started using it, and after a few weeks, patterns emerged. Ideas I had forgotten resurfaced, connected to my current projects. It's the ultimate tool for creativity and innovation, because it helps you see the big picture, to assemble the pieces of your own knowledge puzzle. It doesn't replace your thinking, it amplifies it tenfold. In conclusion, we've seen that artificial intelligence is far vaster and more exciting than what the headlines would have us believe. From a personal researcher to an infinite composer, from a writing partner to a 3D architect, from an expert developer to a vocal artist, finally to a second brain that organizes our knowledge, these tools are not here to replace us. They are here to augment us. They are levers for our curiosity, catalysts for our creativity. The real secret is not the tool itself, but the willingness to explore, to experiment, to push the boundaries of what we thought possible. The question is no longer what can AI do, but what will we build with it? The future is already here, it's just hidden in these technological gems, waiting for you to discover them. Save this video so you don't forget. Don't forget to subscribe.